Well, I think there's also some acting with a capital A from you. And speaking of listening, when I was watching your character, there's so much going on, especially in that first episode, that you're clearly taking it all in. And we kind of there's just a lot of shots of you just looking, and there's so much going on. Can you tell me about the process of building this character and his world, and what you were thinking about in those scenes to help kind of, get the audience behind this police officer?
Well, first and foremost, it always starts with the script. I mean, you think of the script as just the lines on the page, but it's also the bits within the lines as well. So, you work on what James has given you, and it was such gold. But also our two directors, we had Lewis Arnold and Ben A. Williams, who are our directors. You would talk to them. But then also what I would do is I would meet people from that time. I would meet a lot of people who lived there. I grew up in the north of England. I grew up in Liverpool. So my city, it was a very binary argument. We were very for the miners and against Thatcher. Whereas the drama that James has written is a much more nuanced world. It was a world I was not aware of, like you. I did not really comprehend what it must have been like for miners who went back to work, who stayed in work. That had never been on my radar. So I had to go and discover that. And Ian is a character who carries a lot of community history and the history of his country, but he carries a lot of personal history. So things that might mean something just in pure terms of the investigation, he's also thinking of them in terms of his own personal development, his own life, the decisions he's made in his life. And what this present day story is uncovering is making him examine his own life every minute, because he's walking the streets that he grew up as a kid, the streets he grazed his knee on as a kid, the streets he played football in. He's looking at it through that child's eyes and remembering what it was like and what he's lost and sacrificed during that time because of the events that he's having to re-examine now. So it's very loaded stuff.